They say the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. If you're an elite rugby player, that stomach takes quite a pounding. Like many of his teammates, Tom Wood loves his food and eats a ridiculous amount of it. Just don't ask him to cook it for you.
There must be a cancel button on there. Oh, there you go. When I'm left to prepare for myself, usually obviously at the club we're pretty well looked after, and at home I'm pretty well looked after and catered for as well. But when it's up to me, it's a tuna out the can, or it's a big bowl of pasta.
Tom and his teammates will be eating around 6 or 7 times a day. From an early bowl of soaked oats to a 3-course breakfast, 3-course lunch, mid-afternoon snack, 3-course supper, and then a late-night snack. In total, it comes to around 6,000 calories, 3 times a man's normal consumption.
So Tom, what we got? Scones, Victoria sponge, unbelievably nice sweet treats. Are rugby players ever allowed to eat those?
For the most part, that's a no-no midweek. You would get some dodgy looks if you were caught in the cafe in those midweek.
Nutritionists like Emma Gardner keep today's players in check. Every menu is planned, every ingredient scrutinised.
These players put their bodies through a huge amount of stress, and fruit and veg contains high antioxidants, which are particularly important in their diets. We encourage things like oily fishes on a daily basis because they have really good quality fats within them, and then the standard chicken and other lean protein sources would come into play as well.
And why do rugby players have to eat so much?
Basically, they put their bodies under huge amounts of stress, so we have to make sure that they fuel correctly and they also recover after their training and matches as well.
You know, I've had my diet broken down. I've had to take a picture of every plate of food throughout the week and document every single calorie.
So if they take a picture, sometimes they'll put it to me and say, is that enough? Is that what I should be eating? Is that the right quantity? So it's not just me checking up on them, it's also them getting some insight as well.
People often say, oh, what a luxury, but actually it's quite difficult. When you're force feeding yourself and you're trying to eat dry chicken breasts and things like that, and you're chewing away, it's actually quite a battle, and it becomes a full-time job.
It all sounds exhausting. Fortunately for Tom, he can rely on the experts, because on this performance, he's no Jamie Oliver. James Burridge, BBC News.